Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another quarterfinal of the Vancouver Sevens. This one, Fiji taking on Great Britain. Now, Fiji have had two dominating performances in their group stage, whereas for Great Britain, they've been a bit of a silent assassin of this comp, working hard, and now find themselves in a big opportunity match up against the Fijians. In terms of the starting lineup for the Fijians, it will be Josefa Talatholo, Georgie Nasova, Seville Mothenotangi, Jeremiah Matana, Tario Vailawa, George Balsi and Felipe Satoranga. The Fijians are going to be kicking off from right to left. I apologise for talking so quickly, but they leave very little time in between these matches. Great Britain in possession in their lineup. Matt Davidson, Morgan Williams, Luke Messon, Charlton Kerr, Callum Carson, Harry Glover and Will Homer. And speaking of Homer, good attacking run forward straight away from the experienced head. And this great British side, Hi All and Hamish says, Robert, welcome in, mate. Let's go Great Britain and Fiji. Says David the Modern. Already we've seen two very close quarterfinals. Penalty early goes the way of Great Britain. Whoever wins this game, they will be going head-to-head with the winner of Australia versus South Africa. A rematch from the group stage that is kicking off in around 15 minutes' time. And Nazel is here. Welcome in once again, mate. It is great to have you for each of the leagues involving the Fijians. Now, Great Britain taking the quick tap, sitting about 40 metres out from their line. Nice loop around play. They've scored a lot of tries throughout this weekend. Let's run from Matt Davison onto the halfway line now. Thought about the wide cutout pass going through Harry Glover. Just a bit of an ankle tap on him to slow him down. Morgan Williams goes off to the right-hand side. You're streaming Warriors game next week. Not that I know of. Oh, and nice work in the breakdown from Josefa Talatholo. Tario Tamani decides to take that one quickly, but he's isolated himself, has to find the offload and does just that. Fiji in position, 40 out from their line. Mothenotangi goes across to Talatholo, the two biggest players on the field for Fiji, linking up George Balsi. Thought he saw a bit of a gap in the defence. He was very wrong. But defending from GB at this point. 2 minutes already gone in this quarterfinal. Jeremiah Matana running straight at Glover. That was relatively high on the chest. Mothenotangi, he will play halfback again. Fiji, a bit of a rough pass, but brilliant hands from Tario Vailawa. Tackle, trying to find a way through. They do have to release him, that being Luke Messon. Now let's go the Flying Fijians. Says Lilia B. Now out wide, it's going to be Georgie Nasova. Oh, what a fend that is. Flattening GB. Now another offload. Mothenotangi gets it back to Georgie Nasova. Decides to hang on to it, leaves it for Mothenotangi. Big fend on Will Homer and Charlton Kerr. And Mothenotangi gets in for the first try of the quarter final. Will Homer, as soon as he got that fend to the face, he pretty much said, nah, not doing it. Giving up on that one. In any Rugby Game 15s or Rugby Game 15s game, if there's no pushing in the scrums, does it help the team who's up or who's down? Normally the team that don't have the uncontested scrums against them, or else you play with 13 on the field, as we saw yesterday. Hope you get some rest tonight. Damn draw, blew it against the Canes yesterday. Yeah, they were so close to getting that victory and then just narrowly slipping away near the end. Now, Seville Mothenotangi, who will be happy with that first try, won't be so happy with the fact that it wasn't successfully converted here for the Fijians. Now, good take from Charlton Kerr. Going back across, Will Homer, skip pass, out wide. GB just out from their own 22 here, so a long way to go up the field. And already halfway through Spurs 7-minute period. Asia make prescription Super Rugby vids. Prescription Super Rugby vids. Is it like previews? Is that maybe? But now counter-ruck from Great Britain. Chance to run out wide to Rio Vailawa. Great tackle, one-on-one, made on the halfway line. Thank you for the transmission, Hamish. People enjoy your last commentary game. I don't understand anything, but he makes it intense, says Mikhail. And yeah, we will be covering that next game for Argentina, of course, so we might get to see a few more popping in. For that game, perhaps I'll have to learn a Spanish intro might be the way to go. Our prediction autocorrect says PSG, yeah, although my predictions are normally wrong. So that's normally why we don't try and predict. Looks like Glover has called for the scrum here for Great Britain. Fiji have won 70% of their quarterfinals. Great Britain have only won 29%, but they've only played in 17 compared to Fijians 199. So that's pretty insane. They have been in a huge amount of the matches. But 2 minutes left now. And Will Homer puts the ball in for Great Britain, playing the 9. It was going to be a penalty in favour of GB, but AJ Archibs decides to let it play on. Will Homer back across to the right-hand side here. And it seems like momentum's just starting to shift a little bit. A lot more possession coming for Great Britain. Harry Glover wrestled down. Going off to the left-hand side. Will Homer. Skip pass. Oh, that's a rough one from Williams, but they say it's gone backwards. Now chance for Fiji to get the steal, and that is exactly what Georgie Nasova has done. And that is a crucial one, as Great Britain were very close to the Fijian line. Morgan Williams, Sivamothuno Thangi made the tackle on him, and then Georgie Nasova just over the top. Come on, GB, says Callum. They stopped getting smoked, I think that is, from Callum, although they're not smoked yet. They're only 5-0 down. Still plenty of time remaining, but they do have to make sure that they are the next team to score in this match, or else they will be in a little bit of trouble. 4 of the past 5 games between these teams have been decided by 5 points or less, which is actually a really interesting stat because, I feel like some people don't give Great Britain enough credit for what they're able to do when they go up against the Fijians, but they can keep it close, just like they have been throughout this first half. Pass on the outside from George Bowlsey. Now chance for Georgina Sova again. Tackled well. Was there a clear release from GB? No. And the penalty is going to go against Great Britain. That is actually for offside. Stop getting put in a split, says Callum. And come on, Fiji, says Rose. Now, offload from Talatholo, picked up by George Balsi, who's holding it in one hand. India versus Pakistan tonight. That's going to be a massive game of the ODI competition. Now, Talatholo, that was a bit of a miscommunication there from GB. They were expecting an extra pass, and Talatholo gets another. It's now going to be his 4th of the Vancouver Sevens, and that might already be just what the Fijians needed. But we're going to see it now. The risk when you lure in 1 or 2 players and then he looks like he's going to offload Talatholo, they start breaking away. And then that allows him to just pretty much spin and keep on running. But it's going to be another drop kick here. And that one has gone over, making the score 12-0 in favour of the Fijians for this first half. And we're smoked, says Callum. Yeah, it's definitely going to have to be a first try for the Great British side in the second half. If India win tonight, we basically make the semis, says PSG. Yeah, so of course a lot of people will be watching that one closely. I think I'll be able to get to see some of it depending on what time we are up and about. Of course, we are covering the Six Nations on the channel between Italy and France. Then from there we will have, of course, some of the upcoming Sevens matches, semi-finals, etc. And then also the final a bit later on. And a spliff, told you, says Callum. And yeah, another score, Fiji, says Rose. Yeah, Fiji coming out looking extremely strong in the early stages of this matchup. I would say that if GB don't score first in the second half, this game is pretty much going to be over for them. But, of course, we will have to wait and see whether or not This game's going to be close like the other quarterfinals already. We've seen 2 games separated by less than 7, including one that went to golden point time between Spain and New Zealand, in which the Spanish were victorious. Whoever wins this game goes head-to-head with South Africa or Australia, the winner of that next contest. The loser of this game will face off against the loser of that match. And Bulla Hamish, Fiji to the world, says James Martin. People are loving BC Place. A lot of people dressed up for today. And that's going to be claimed by Jeremiah Matana. Good pressure coming in from Morgan Williams, but just not quite able to get that fingertip to it. The Fijians, they are going to be just inside of their 22. Offload over the head. That is some great awareness. And that is the type of awareness that you do get from playing alongside players for a long time, I should say. Now, George Balsi going to be wrestled down. GB wanted the turnover, and that is going to be the penalty going the way of Fiji now for offside. Well, Homer, he does not look happy about it. And Rio Vailawa, he will kick this one into touch. Just taking every moment out of this game that they can. Good kick down towards the 22. He's a lot of bad. Come on, Fiji, says Callum. In there too. Now again, it will be the Fijian line-out. Go Fiji, says Vani. Rio Vailawa, the X-Factor for this Fijian team, who can score at any moment throughout a match-up. Nicely claimed by Josefa Talatholo. It initially looked like it was going to go over his head, but of course that man is like 6'5", so it just went straight into the right mitt. Now Bosi gets within 10 metres. GB, though, over the ball. They've given away the penalty, and they don't look like they're too happy about it. Big fin from Tario Failawa out wide. Georgie Nassau with a little bit of showboating as well as he runs in the try. He was fired up and scores his 3rd of the competition. Do you want to fight? Says Callum. Are you talking to the Fijians or who are you talking to, Callum? And one more try for the Viti, says Nasal. All right, time has been turned off. Game over now, says Nasal. Yeah, it is looking like Fiji have just secured this contest. Unless, of course, something really drastic happens and somehow we see a complete change in the last 5 or so minutes. But the quick tap taken by Tario Vailawa. We're going to see it here for George Balsi, who just runs it in with a little bit of excitement as well. Do you want to fight? Who? He's talking to the Fijians, because earlier on you said that, wait, no, you might be talking to GB actually, because you said earlier on they weren't very good, didn't you? So maybe you're trying to fight your team? Maybe? Out of all this GB side, who do you think you would win a fight up against, Callum? Do let me know. But now Will Homer going to be in position here for GB. 4 minutes remaining. And big attack and run forward. Oh, tries to get back up to his feet and does make a few extra metres here, almost about 25 metres out for the line, but Fiji over the ball again, and they get themselves another penalty. Quick tap taken. A little bit of an awkward one there for Jordan Nassova and the man who was trying to tackle him. Both kind of got themselves stuck on each other. Scotland and South America, or South Africa, I think that is, from Callum. Now off to Josefa Talafolo. Looking for the offload, and I think they're asking for a penalty there, Fiji, but they will not get it. Back to GB. 3.5 minutes remaining now. Morgan Williams goes with a pass on the inside to Harry Glover. It just hasn't quite been working for GB in this contest after a great pull stage. Another tackle on Jarain. Off to the right-hand side, little flick pass. That is a hospital one. Yeah, I want to fight my team here, says Callum. Now, quick tap taken again by Glover. Going off to the left-hand side. Fiji's defence in this game has been extremely strong, and that's going to be a knock-on. It's the last thing that they would have been after there. And now the advantage. It is going to be over George Balsi. Does still find the offload. Talatholo going to the short side. That looked like he was very close to being out. Oh, chance. No. It's going to be another penalty against Great Britain. They've pretty much been penalised out of this game. Every time that they try and get in the breakdown, they've given away 7 penalties in this matchup. Looks like a few subs are about to be made as well here. And good one, Fiji, says Vinny. So yeah, they will be booking their spot through to the semi-final. I'm going for a beer in a minute. Do you want to come? Says Callum. I would assume you're in the UK, which might be a bit far away for me to come for a beverage. As by the time I get there, if I was to fly to the UK, it would take about probably 15 hours, maybe 12, and then by then it will be the middle of the day. But you probably still couldn't you? Theoretically, but now it's going to be another line out. Looks like Toria Vailawa sitting down on the sideline. Hopefully nothing too serious in terms of injury, because of course they will want to have that man tomorrow. 3 Nations and 1 Team GB. Can't be too much unity. Says bystander. Nicely claimed by Jeremiah Matana. Last 2 minutes of this contest. Waisia Nathungu stepping through. It'll be another try. And Fiji will run in their 4th in this contest. This has pretty much secured their spot through to the next stage of the competition. Just talking about how Nathungu is getting a lot closer to Sarevi's all-time total when it comes to the points. And that kick has gone over again from the Fijians. Go Fiji, says Rups. 24-0. This has been one of Fiji's stronger performances throughout this tournament. And that is saying something, because they've already been able to win both of their games comfortably. Thank you, Hamish. Appreciate it. I hope to see you for the semi. So that will be at around 9:50 a.m. New Zealand time tomorrow morning, when that one will be taking place. But we will have it scheduled in about maybe an hour's time. We'll set all the streams up and get them all sorted out. Oh, well, nice one, Fiji, says Avani. Now 40 seconds remaining. Fiji, once again, could just look to close out this game, but they are still going aggressive. Kicked in behind. Coming a foot race. Oh, both players going down. Nadovalo, another penalty against GB. They cannot catch a break at the moment. Vuiviwa, Nadovalo, skip pass out wide. Now Vunaki rushed defence on him by Glover. Offloads again to Walangi. Now, having a really hard time putting him on the ground. I'm in Glasgow. So I've got you a Poseida. Or Piersider, I think that is, from Callum. Now, do Fiji want one more try, or do they just kick this ball into touch? Honestly, kicking this ball into touch, it's not what we normally see from Fiji, but it's what they should do. The last thing they want is an injury here. They will win this contest 24-0 and move their way through to the next stage of the competition. But now we move on to the next matchup of the quarterfinals, the last one. That will be between Australia and South Africa. So we will transfer straight over to that, and we will see you all in a very short moment.